Hi, this is Dave from the Fades, and you are listening to Rock at Night.
Yeah, are you ready? Hey, tonight I'm gonna take you on a little trip. We're going down south by the mighty Mississippi. I'm gonna take you to a place where lights never dim. Bring your mother, your brother, and your best friend. I'm gonna show you where they dance out in the street. They'll tell you all about your body heat. I'm not gonna talk about it, just gonna do it. Get on down if you feel up good. Now, get on down.
This is Charisse with Rock at Night, and today we are speaking with Dave of the Fades. They are a punk garage rock band from the UK, and we just reviewed their album Night Terrors. Hi, Dave. How's it going?
Hi. Very well, thank you. Very well. And thank you for the review. It was awesome.
Yeah, we had also one of your videos, I think, for Lost My Job in the side margin of our website for, I think, a month or two. I love that job. I love that job. I love that song.
That's all right. You love your job and you love that song. Yeah, same.
That's right. That's
a good way to be.
Freudian there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a good track. It's a good track, and it's it's true to life, especially with all the crap that's going on at the moment, with cost of living and everything. So yeah.
Did you write that during COVID?
It was a track that had been knocking around for a while, but we got it into more shape during COVID. And obviously, a lot of us were selling loads of our gear on eBay to try and make ends meet, so selling like our guitars and all sorts. Yeah, old bits of vintage music equipment that we hadn't used for a long time.
Oh,
Just
man.
it. Yeah. Not cool. Obviously, we wouldn't sell the best stuff.
Do you sell them to pawn shops or usually like stores? How do you guys?
It's mainly on, like it says in the song, it was mainly on eBay.
Okay, yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. I noticed some of your songs have a kind of a reggae guitar going on, like The Police.
Yeah. We've had that actually mentioned to us before, and in fact, when we did the album launch gig, a guy came up to us afterwards, and he'd heard the album, and he heard "Lost My Job" live, and he just said live that whole sort of ska thing with the skanky guitars, skanking guitars comes out much more. And he said it reminded him of The Police, and he was like, "That's so awesome." So that's really good you picked up on that. We love to get a bit of that in there, because we're big fans of that stuff. So yeah.
Well, I guess it was subliminal when you guys were writing, but I picked up The Police and also a lot of the songs, The Clash.
Yeah, big influences on us, and especially from the UK, there was that big. My dad was massively into the original ska. He was like a bit of a skinhead, but the good skinhead, punk skinhead. And he loved a bit of ska and reggae, and he used to play me Toots and the Maytals and stuff like that. So that has subconsciously gone into our brains, and it's coming out in the music. There's always a bit of that, Police vibe, the Clash especially as well. So I'm glad you picked up on that. That's really cool.
What I find interesting about your music is it's not straight away punk. It's pretty complex. There's a lot of interesting riffs and sounds. Even some of the songs I picked up, you're going to laugh at this, kind of a Zappa 60s sound.
Cool. No, I'm all for that. That's great. Yeah, it's quite eclectic. I think the reason we say punk is because it's the attitude of it. And what I love about punk was, it can be anything. It's sort of, I remember going to an exhibition years ago. It was this art exhibition in Whitechapel, right at the East End of London. And they had this punk inspired exhibition, and they had all this stuff in there. And one of the installations was just a band setup. So there was drums, guitars, bass. And the whole idea was the punk ethos is just anybody get up and play, and whatever comes out is what comes out. So I think it's tough obviously the genre now, especially with all of these pigeonholes and with the digital world, you have to put yourself into a box. But for me, punk is this sort of wide open space with all sorts of influences. And yeah, the psych 60s sort of psych stuff, Zappa stuff is definitely in there as well, you know. So
People in general. I wrote that
yeah,
down. People in general to me has almost a Zappa. It's complex.
yeah,
Some of your
yeah.
songs. They're
Thank
not
you.
just simple punk.
No, that's right. They are a lot more complex, I think, you know, and we're pretty, without blowing our own trumpets, we're pretty accomplished musicians, you know. We love all of those influences. We're good at our craft, we're good at our playing, so we definitely like to jam a lot, and these sort of crazy riffs start coming out of us. Plus it's quite tongue-in-cheek, a lot of it, you know. People in general is quite a tongue-in-cheek track, and Zappa was obviously very funny a lot of the time as well. So that's cool.
Lots of humor. Uh,
Yeah,
even I was listening to some of your older stuff from Ragnarok. Is that how you pronounce it too?
yeah,
Ragnarok.
yeah, yeah.
Be Your Man sounds almost slushy stoner
Yeah,
rock.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, that one especially, I think it's great that you're picking up all this stuff. I love it when somebody can get those, hear those influences, you know, and it's really, really satisfying and rewarding for us. But definitely, yeah, it's got that stoner, quite sludgy, as you say, big, simple, but slower heaviness to it, you
Yes,
know?
it would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I'm a big fan of the Melvins.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I, when I listen to that, I was getting kind of that vibe.
Absolutely. That's great. We're big fans, you know. I mean, everything from Mr. Bungle, Faith No More to as you picked up earlier, the Clash, the Sonics, you know, everything. We just love rock in it, all encompassing sounds, you know, Stooges as well, you know. Yeah, I'm really glad you're picking up on it.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. It's not straight away punk at all. Meccano, definitely Police, Clash, punky feel. I really like that one too.
Yeah, that's got we again, it's that sort of the guitar. Johnny just plays the same note the whole way. You know, it's just that one chord, that quite skanky chord, as you know, jack, and then the rest is the intertwining sort of post-punk, isn't it? I guess. But yeah, I like that track.
Now, you guys came out with the new album, Night Terrors, but the band has been around for like 20 years.
Yeah, I know it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. But we sort of we started out. I've known Johnny. I'm brothers with James, the bass player, who's recently popped his bicep. I don't know if you saw on social
Oh,
media.
no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Hopefully we can do the gig next week, but we'll see. He's tough. He'll play through it. It's fine. But yeah, and then Johnny I've known since I was 5, the other guitarist. Flash, the drummer, we met in 2006, and then we went straight on tour in Ireland with him, and it was quite a quite a rude awakening for him. You know, he hadn't had the Fades grenade yet, so we had this big tour in Ireland, and I don't know if he was prepared for it mentally, because it was
He went a little crazy or what?
yeah, we're one of those bands, we still haven't learned, you know. We seem to overdo it on the first few nights, and then and then you just have to carry on, right? Because if you stop, that's when it all goes wrong. So yeah, he saw how we do things, but it was great. It was good fun. So yeah, we've been around for a while. So we did like an EP back in 2004. Then we went on tour with Art Brut. Then we did a few singles, and we sort of did a compilation album actually that we released in America on a label called Dirty Records. And then we did a live album that we released again in America for another another label, and we went out there to tour. So we did the East Coast. So yeah, we're big fans of the US. You know, we love going out there. And then yeah, we sort of had a break. We had a break for a while. Then we did the Ragnarok album, and then had another break, which is where we are now. You know, a slightly enforced break with COVID and the pandemic, but that was when actually there are some good things that come out of that space because, you know, it's that hope and it's that hunger to create again. Because when something's taken away from you, you want it even more, right? So we were desperate to get back in the studio after being locked down for so long, and all of that anguish and creativity and hopelessness just came spewing out into the record. So you can hear, you know, there's positivity in it because of getting out and being hopeful for the future, but there's also all that pent up anger and negativity as well. So it's like a real mishmash, which is what the Night Terrors are, I guess, you know.
That's a good point. Nightmares. When you're a little kid, they call them night terrors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, you know, it's that whole thing where you're panicking, the anxieties, but then you also have this determination to make the most of what you have, because at any moment you realize that it can be taken away like it was, you know. Yeah.
So what's interesting is you have the same lineup, 20 years. You guys have stayed together. That's unusual.
Yeah, well, do you know what? We've all done bands, you know how it is. We sort of had side projects that we've been involved with, and to keep us, well, we're very proactive. We get bored very quickly. So if anything's not happening, we'll go and start a new band, you know, but they're always side projects, and they usually feature one or two members of the Fades. But when the Fades are together, that really is like a brotherhood, you know. We're like best mates ever, married, you know. It's musically and emotionally, we're so connected and perfect together, you know. It truly is an amazing thing to find that. And I think obviously now we've been together for so long as well, it's so intuitive, it's so natural, you know. We just click, get in that room and everybody's on the same vibe. Don't even need to look at each other anymore, we can just feel it, you know?
Well, you're literally brothers and brothers by another mother kind of thing. You know, you're best
Definitely.
friends.
Yeah, precisely exactly
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's so you went to the United States and toured. What was that like?
Amazing. It was amazing. It was so yeah, along the East Coast, mainly New York and Philadelphia and places like that. But it was just so wonderful. Like we did the Fades grenade thing as usual. So we landed, and the first night we met up with the guy that was sort of taking us on tour, and he took us out to a club that we were playing the next day. But we just obviously overdid it and enjoyed ourselves a bit too much. And
You
we were staying in
guys.
this, yeah, we were staying in this apartment. You know, this was early days of Airbnb, I guess, 2010 it must have been. And we were staying in this amazing apartment, just I think it was in Brooklyn. And yeah, obviously we brought the party back to us, so we didn't sleep, and we were kicking people out at 6 a.m. that we just met. You know, we lost our video camera, which we were supposed to film though. I think we just gave it to someone, you know. We were just like, hey man, take this. So yeah, it was good fun, but that's how we began. But I mean, there's some wild stories. We did I don't know if it's still online, but there was a tour diary on Art Rocker. We did a tour diary, and there's some pretty wild stories. We did like a loft party. Johnny and I, the guitarist, we ended up at some penthouse suite in Manhattan. You know, it was like watching the Formula One at 3 a.m. Yeah, it's all sorts of. Yeah, it was amazing. Really, really good. We'd love to come back. Love to come back.
It sounds like you would love to come back after all that. I don't know if you can top that, to tell you the truth.
I know.
Good.
I'm
Everything
sure
else. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I even saw that you guys went to the country of Georgia.
Yes. Yeah.
What the heck? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I can't quite remember. They heard our record and they loved it. This is Alta Vision Festival, so it's a huge festival in Georgia, Tbilisi, Georgia, and they flew us out there, and we played this amazing festival. I think it was about 10,000 people at the time. But again, you know, we did it again. So the first night, we were shown around. This girl came to pick us up, who was looking after us, our chaperone, right? And she showed us around Tbilisi, beautiful city, really beautiful. And then she dropped us back at the hotel, and she said, "Right, you guys, you're gonna be fine, right? And I'll see you. I'll pick you up nice and early tomorrow." We're like, "Yeah, yeah, no problem. Good night. See you later." We're just gonna go up to the shop and grab a few beers. Next thing you know, we meet some random guy in the shop. We end up at his place. We're playing piano on this amazing white John Lennon style piano, Imagine piano,
Mhm.
at 3 in the morning, climbing out the window to get out because the guy had locked the door. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. Couldn't find the hotel. One of us slept in between parked cars. The other one slept in the doorway of the hotel. Yeah, it's absolute mayhem. Absolute mayhem. So when she picked us up the next day, she was like, "What happened? I just dropped you off. You were literally going into your room."
I notice a pattern.
Yeah, no, I do now as well. It's terrible, isn't it?
It makes me think of that movie. Oh God, was I don't know if Owen Wilson, one of the Wilson brothers was in it. They're all a bunch of
Right.
friends that go to
Oh,
a
is
wedding.
it The Hangover? The Hangover.
Yes, The
Yeah,
Hangover.
yeah. It
You
was like,
guys are like The
yeah,
Hangover,
we are. Yeah, that's a good
waiting for a tiger to
example.
come out or something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was at the party that I mentioned, the loft party. There were snakes, so
There
that's
were
close enough.
snakes.
There were snakes. Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
cow!
yeah. So we,
Wow.
we are The Hangover. That's a good. We should call our next record The Hangover.
Yeah.
The Hangover Part 3, because I think there's two movies
Yes.
already, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting, a whole visual here, and it is pretty wild. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. So I don't know how you can top Tbilisi now. You need another exotic place to go to.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
go to
What can we
maybe
do?
go to Phuket or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got some friends out there, so that could be done.
Thailand, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my goodness. So what's in store? Geez, I mean, you just came out with Night Terrors. What's in store for this year? You're doing a little bit of touring, it looks like.
yeah, yeah. So we've got a few gigs booked up. We're trying to get some more. We just wanted to tour the album essentially, but we've got two new singles coming as well. So brand new
Oh,
that aren't on the album. The first one will drop in June, and then the next one will be September time. So we and possibly another one at the end of the year for like Christmas time. So yeah, yeah, touring the album and getting these new singles out. Yeah,
I cannot imagine what you guys are like live. I mean, after hearing your history there,
yeah.
what can someone expect when they go to a live concert for the Fades?
Well, it depends how far in the tour we are, I guess. But no, no, no. It's always pretty. We're very tight. We're very good, but we like to have fun. So we really get into it. We're quite raucous. I mean, I'll give you an example. There's this place in Kilburn, one of the gigs we did many years ago, and you played in like a window. So that you went in the venue and the stage was just to the right, and there's a window. A place called Powers in Kilburn, and so we were playing, and then we extended the middle eight of one of these songs. We just felt the vibe. We were going with it, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to like do a solo and climb out the window and then sort of come back in through the front door, right? So
You
mid
got
song.
wireless, no
Yeah,
cords,
I don't even
obviously.
think it was. I just maybe put the guitar down and climbed up. But anyway, I did it, and it was funny, but the bouncer was not happy at all. So after the gig,
Uh-oh.
he tried to like throw me out. He was really annoyed, and I was like, man, come on, nobody got hurt. I was just. So then this whole thing, glasses were flying, and people were jumping in to sort of stop this guy attacking me essentially. So and it was the Fade's grenade, but it wasn't our fault at all. It's just stagecraft, right? It was just a bit of
It's
fun.
entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment, exactly.
It's part of the act.
Yeah, so he wasn't happy about that, but that's the sort of stuff you may see when you come and see us play.
Well, sounds like a stuffy bouncer there.
Yeah. I
don't
don't know
work
what
in a
his.
don't work in a nightclub if you can't handle it.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what his problem was.
That's something. Uh, when you write the music, does everybody write it all together, or are you the main
Yeah,
songwriter?
so a lot of the time I will write the track or the basis of the track, and then bring it in and we work it out together, we flesh it out. But also we do a lot of the stuff is just jams. You know, James, the bass player, is a real riff meister, so he can get some really good bass lines going, and then we'll all lay on top. You know, so I'll start some riffs. Johnny will be shredding in the corner, Flash getting his groove down, and then I'll just sort of sing random words to get the melodies, and then I'll go away and write the rest of the song. So yeah, it's a very collective process. You know, as you can tell, I mean that track, television, off of the album, was written when we were recording the album. You know, it was a jam there and then. So what you hear on the record is the first time we did it, more or less.
Yeah, I think it's like a 7-minute song or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
listen to your stuff in the car, just
yeah.
on
Thank you. Yeah,
Spotify, and
awesome.
I looked and it's like that's 7 minutes, and it changes as it goes on. It is
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of a jam.
There's
Yeah.
exactly. It's a jam. There's a lot of dynamics to it. We didn't want it just to be, it evolves and it
Mhm.
peaks and troughs. There's dynamics there, but and at the end of Night Terrors as well, that was quite a jam. So, but I like the way it sort of goes into that crescendo. It's like a climax, and yeah,
Now, one thing I noticed looking at some of your history, you did a really interesting cover of "I Like to Teach the World to Sing."
yeah,
I would
yeah,
have never have thought of doing that as a punk song.
yeah. That's a funny story, actually. So a guy was working on a TV show,
Mhm.
and it was going to be called the Clapham Academy of Contemporary Arts, right? CACA. So he went on Google and was looking for stuff CACA, and our song came up because we have the song of the
Mhm.
same name.
Mhm.
And he got in touch and he was like, "Wow, I love your stuff. This is awesome. Do you want to write the theme tune for my new TV show?" Right?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. And he said, I've had this idea knocking around in my head that, it'd be really cool to do. I'd like to teach the world to sing, but in your style, if you guys
Mhm.
come up with your interpretation of it. So we did it for that reason. And then we really loved it. And unfortunately the TV show never got commissioned anyway.
Um,
So but we still have the track. So it's a good one. And in fact, the New Seekers got in touch and they said that they loved it so much they'd actually been doing our arrangement live sometimes.
wow.
Yeah, sometimes for fun. Mm.
I mean that's like what I like is it's so unlikely of a song. I mean, I
Yeah,
for us it's like the Coca-Cola theme,
yeah, that's it. Yes, Coca-Cola, exactly. And it's also the beginning. I don't know if you know of a show over here called Only Fools and Horses.
I'm not familiar with it,
Yeah, yeah. Well, the
but
intro with the drums, and it's like to teach. It's a bit sort of Only Fools and Horses. So there's this weird mishmash of yeah, the Coca-Cola holiday season advert, and then this old 70s 80s sitcom from the UK, and then just yeah, quite punky.
very interesting. Are you going to do any more covers, you think?
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and it's picking the right one, because there's a lot of tracks that we love, but we like to do weird stuff that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So yeah, I want to do some more, but I've actually tasked the guys. I've been saying, like, if you hear any tracks that you really like, you know, let's put them all into a playlist, and then we can pick maybe one or two to do covers of. Yeah.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your coming on Rocket Night Magazine, and we definitely want to keep track of what you guys are doing. I'm sure you'll be in some festivals this summer, I would think.
Yeah, we'd love to. We're talking to a few of them at the moment, but it may even be next year now. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna make it in time, but I would love to. Yeah, want to get back to Tbilisi. They won't, they won't have us back. They won't have
I was going to say you might be banned from that country.
Yeah.
Do they speak Russian over there, correct?
Yeah, they're very pro-Western. So they're not fans of Russia at all, because obviously the civil wars out there and all
Yeah, I
sorts.
know. I wouldn't want to go there now.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, they're very pro-West. It actually reminded me as a city. It's a bit like lots of European cities. It reminded me a bit of Barcelona, but the people
Oh,
out there are so friendly. Everybody's really into great music. It was really cheap as well. It's awesome. But yeah, I was going to say it'd be a great holiday destination, but maybe not right now.
yeah, maybe not right now. I notice a lot of Brits go to Turkey and the Balkans and all that area over there.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's such a shame about what's recently happened over there, in Turkey and stuff. So tough times, man. Tough times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate all this unrest as well. So,
Mm,
all righty. Well, thank you very much. And we will keep in touch.
definitely, 100%. It's been a joy.
Here is Lost My Job by The Fades.
You call me up and say you wanna come and live in my place. I don't know how you think that we'll both live on minimum wage. I've got to get to work this morning, but I'm already late. You've got to try to help out and put some food on our plate. The debt is rising and I think we'll have to recalculate. I've sold my stuff and everything I've got is now on eBay. It's now on eBay. I lost my job today. They've taken all my pay. How can it be this way? How can it? How can it? I lost my job today. They've taken all my pay. Why must it be this way? How can it? How can it? You're stressing out, but what have you been doing all day? Please help me out. We've got to find alternative ways. Alternative ways. I lost my job today. They've taken all my pay. How can it be this way? How can it? How can it? I lost my job today. You've taken all my pay. Why must it be this way? How can it? How can it? I lost my job today. I lost my job today. They've taken all my pay. They've taken all my pay. I lost my job today. You've taken all my pay. Why must you be this way? I lost my job. I lost my job. I lost my job.
You're listening to Rock at Night.
The introductory song, Get On Down, is from blues artist Billy Bass Alford. Look for his music at ReverbNation.com.